Hey everybody, this is Brian Hogue. Welcome to another week of Chiller Night Live. Yes, where from 8 p.m. Eastern Time until 9 p.m. we sit and chat about all things horror, science fiction, and paranormal related. Actually, anything under the Chiller umbrella. Renee says, Brian. Stephanie says hi. Stephanie was the first. Renee says, Brian Hogue. That is me. Hello, thank you for joining us, Stephanie and Renee. And then I have to type my good evening. There we go. Get my chat in there. All right, so what it is that we do, if you're new here, or we talk, like I said, we talk about all things chiller. And then, of course, I'll be putting up periodically throughout the episode the schedule for Chiller Night Theater, which will be on Saturday night, every Saturday night, beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and it runs till about 3:30 in the morning on Stream TV. We've been doing this, folks, since October 2017, at least with this version of the show. SBC says, hello everyone. Hey SBC, thanks for joining us. Roger says, good evening, good evening. Hey Roger, thanks for joining us. PBR Street Gangs, give me a little wave there. All right. And I gotta say, Patsavan says, hola guys, hola. Patsavan. Bonehead says, hello everybody. Hey, there's Bonehead, we missed you. There's Bonehead. Raymond says, Brian. That's me. Hey, Raymond, thanks for joining us. Bonehead, glad to have you back. Hey, another, I gotta make this announcement. Paul, as some of you may know, went through brain surgery just yesterday. So, made it through fine. Made it through fine. He's recovering very well. He gave me a call this morning. Gave me a video call this morning, actually, at like 7 in the morning. So I got to see his head all wrapped up. So, and then he called me a little bit ago when I was working on the haunted house. He wanted to let everybody know that he is doing well. He's recovering just fine. And he might even join us here tonight, but he wasn't sure if he'd be able to type okay, which is understandable. But we're just glad that Paul's okay. And, Richard says, I really struggled last Saturday to watch your show, but it was worth it. Oh, oh no. What was your internet not working right, or were the movies that bad, Richard? Okay. Well, I don't know. I have to see what happened there. SPC says, hello, Bonehead. Nice to have you with us again. Yes, welcome back, Bonehead. Bonehead says, hello, Chiller Night crew. Hope everyone is doing well. Yes, we are doing well. I hope you're doing well, too. So very happy that you could join us. PBR says, great news. Glad he is okay. Please tell him we said hello. I will do that. I will do that. He wanted me to let everybody know he was doing well. Like I said, he might even be on here tonight. He might be joining us. He might even be watching right now. He said he might be watching, but he might not be able to type, which, again, it's totally understandable. So Stephanie says, OMG, I didn't know is he okay? Yes. I didn't know, is he okay? Yes, he is. He's doing well. I've talked to him twice since he had his surgery. I talked to him before he went in. I talked to him twice afterwards. So, like I said, he's doing well. Richard says, I've had 2 brain tumor surgeries, one in '98, the other in 2002. Oh wow. Yeah, and Paul said that that's his second one. I think he shared that on here before, so he has had 2 as well. Glad Paul is okay, Richard says. Yes. Renee says, oh, neato horror convention conference t-shirt. Yeah, Ava and I were just looking through some pictures last night, and we were seeing a bunch of these pictures from the 2014 Midwest Haunters Convention in Columbus, Ohio. Back when they used to have them in Columbus, Ohio. And if they did still have them in Columbus, Ohio, I'd be going every year. And now they changed them to to Chicago, a little further away from me. SBC says, glad to hear the surgery went well. Yes. Richard said, I never stay up that late. That was the problem. That's why he was struggling. Okay. At least the movies weren't that bad. Paul says, hey there, bro. Hey, there's Paul. Speaking of Paul, I'm here. I just can't type well. Yes. Well, we understand that, Paul. Well, love you and give Ava a hug. Just got to listen. Okay, yes. Just sit back. Just sit back and know that everyone's thinking about you, Paul, and we're very happy that you pulled through just fine, recovering very well. So we're all happy to hear that. Richard says, I still get up at 5 a.m. like I did when I served in the Army. Oh, yeah. Some old habits never die. Pats Van says, great to hear from you, Paul. Richard says, favorite horror movie you can watch over and over. Ah, favorite horror movie I can watch over and over. That's a good one. That's a good one. I mean, I'm gonna say probably. I'm ping ponging back in my head a couple of these Hammer ones, but I'm gonna say Bride of Frankenstein. That's gonna be my go-to. Bonus says, I'm the only living brain donor and I'm doing well. Good or satisfactory, I'm told. Good. Well, we hope that you're doing well. If you've watched some of the back episodes over the last several weeks, everyone was asking about you. So we're really happy that you joined us here tonight, Bonehead. Paul says, tell them about my staples. Yeah, he's got staples in the side of his head. In fact, I got to put up the schedule. You reminded me of this. That's you're the one who was joking about this. So with asking for the brain that wouldn't die, before going in. But also, Paul requested this one as well. I thought, my goodness, the man just got out of surgery. I've got to grant him this second request. So this Saturday night, August 19th on Stream TV, 8 p.m. We're watching the Chiller Night pre-show, which is what we're watching right now, Chiller Night Live. From 8 to 9. Then at 9, the feature movie, requested by Paul, was Lady Frankenstein. All right, now, I have to check. I said, Paul, I know you just had surgery, but I got to check. And you know what? We played that back in April. So I figure, okay, I like to wait 6 months before. Good enough. Good enough. We'll slap it on there. Then at 10:35, the movie is The Brain That Wouldn't Die. And at 12:20, Voyage to the Prehistoric Planet. Then at 1:45, Carnival of Souls. There you have it. There's your lineup for this Saturday, August 19th on Stream TV at streammedia.tv. Streammedia.tv. I will be putting that up again, so thank goodness you don't have to memorize it. There won't be a quiz. And also, I want to tell you, if you ever are wondering what the schedule is, you can just go to streammedia.tv and look up the schedule there as well. Let's see. Richard says, the movies were great. Awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed them, Richard. Stephanie says, Bonehead, we're so happy to see you again. Yes. Raymond says, I never type well. What? What'd you do? Paul says, Manos. Paul, we're gonna have to take a breather here from, I don't know. We'll see. I'll look up when we last played Manos. I don't know if it's been 6 months yet. At least 6 months, but we'll see. I will check. Okay. Pets Van says, Ghost Watch from the BBC. I can watch over and over. The movies. Okay, that was the question by Richard. Favorite horror movies you can watch over and over again. Okay. Oh, Paul's saying Manos. Oh, I thought you were requesting Manos again, Paul. That's why. Okay. All right. Button says, thank you, Miss Stephanie Press and all the gang. I missed you all. Yes, we missed you. SBC says, great that today is Tuesday. Now I don't feel so alone anymore. My whole family is on vacation, and I had to stay behind to feed the pets. Ah, what? Should have figured out a way to take your pets with you. Just hide them in the suitcases or something. Oh, that's too bad. Well, I'm glad that you're here visiting with us, anyways. If we can give you an hour entertainment, take your mind off of that, then that's what we're gonna do. By golly, Paul says thank you for that. Absolutely. PBR says Carnival Souls, great movie. Yeah, that is a good one, isn't it? Very entertaining. Richard said you should have all vampire movies some Saturday. That would be neat. Maybe so. What I do is I kind of well, for example, like that is a neat idea though. I could coordinate that. I could. Let's see, like next week, for example, we could do a vampire movie, like Adam Age Vampire, and then the week after that, Grave of the Vampire, stuff like that. We could do it that way, and then just line them up that way, week by week. That's a possibility. Uh, SBC says it's great that you survived the operation so well. It wouldn't have been the same here without you. Yes, absolutely. Oh, Bonehead says, sorry I wasn't able to make the pre-shows. I was going through a tough stretch there, but the old Death's Head is still here. All right. Very, very good to hear, Bonehead. Very, very good to hear. And, yeah, I'm sure, like anybody, guys, if you need to talk, there are plenty of ways to get in touch with me or anybody on here. So, don't ever feel like you got to go through situations, alone. I'm just throwing that out there. I never like to overreach. I don't like to. Go beyond where the comfort zone, I guess. But I'm telling you, I'm here. I chat with several of you who have contacted me and got my number, and I've chatted with several of you, and you're welcome to do that. Just throwing that out there. Probably not worded very eloquently, but you don't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. Or I think there's a tendency to feel that way anymore. We all must feel that. There's so much going on anymore. And man, if you're by yourself, give somebody a call. One of us, family member or somebody. We're here for you. Jason says, Lady Frankenstein, excellent, but I'm guessing it's the edited versions. Yes. Yes, it is. Yep. I gotta clean them up a bit for my show anyways. There are a lot of shows out there that don't do that. I like to keep it family friendly as much as I can anyways. Bonin says, hey, I don't type too well. I don't speak well. I don't think well. Damn, come to think of it, there's nothing I do well. Well, maybe I annoy people well. Well, hey, everyone's got to have a talent. No, oh, you're fine. Oh, you're fine. No, we are happy to have you back. We were wondering, where's Bonehead? Raymond says, is Paul well enough to watch the fiery end of Lady Frankenstein? It is hot. Yes, in more ways than the obvious. Yeah, I don't know. Paul, yeah, you better. I don't know. That's a good question. Paul, you're warned. PBR says, Midwest Haunter Convention, great shirt. Yeah, those were so fun. Like I said at the beginning of the show, Ava and I were looking, when Renee had first mentioned the t-shirt, Pat Savan, one of you had mentioned the t-shirt, and we were looking at a bunch of pictures last night, and they were, of the Midwest Haunters Convention with us there at the at the trade show and various booths and stuff, and had us wearing these shirts. We each had one. I got a couple of these. So, Bonin says, thanks, SBC. I lost a couple people that I was very close to, and I realized I still have to go on living. I'm very sorry to hear that. Very sorry to hear that. Realize you still have to go on living. Yes. Pat Savan says, speaking about vacations, people are now requesting that people cancel their plans for going to Maui. There's also rumors that the fire was a plan for the rich to land grab. What do you guys think? There are a lot of people. I've been hearing that. I have been hearing that. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't have enough information to, to say one way or the other. But I have heard a lot of people on here saying that people are like calling like crazy, trying to buy up land from people, and kind of, I mean, basically capitalizing on their misfortunes. They're more than misfortunes, they're tragedies. People losing family members and all their possessions and property, and people are just vultures anymore. So, hate to see that. I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know. I don't know enough about that situation, but it does. You question anything anymore lately after the last 3 years we've had. You question anything. Jason says, you're a good man, Brian. Oh, thank you, Jason. Thanks for joining us. Thank you for joining us there, Jason. Stephanie says, my favorite movie I would watch over and over again is the Universal Monster Classics. Aha! I can't even pick one. She says, I hear ya. I hear ya. Rocky says, hello, how you doing? Good, Rocky. How are you doing tonight? Thanks for joining us. Let's see. Laser, hey, there's Lasercorn. Peeps, he says, hey, Laser, thanks for joining us. Bonehead says, thanks, Brian. Sorry I wasn't able to call you back or text you when you got in touch with me, and I missed your birthday last week. Oh, don't worry about it. No, don't you worry about it. You had enough on your mind and probably, things to do and things to overcome. So don't worry about that. But I just wanted to let you know that I'm here. I'm sure others are out there. If you ever need to bend someone's ear, Lasercorn says, sorry I'm late. I'm glad you met. Well, I'll tell you what, 8:17, we were just about ready to take attendance next minute. Oh, don't worry. We're just glad you showed up. Glad you joined us. Raymond says, Patsy, Transformers collapsed on dry plants, and voila, a fire that spreads due to the strong winds. Yeah, they were, like 80-mile-per-hour winds or something like that. Crazy. Just insane how that happened. Laser says, Bonehead! Let's see. Everyone's got some salutations going on here back and forth with people saying hello to each other. SBC says, back to the question. A horror movie I can watch again and again is The Evil Dead. All right. Good pick. SBC says, and Manso? Are you saying Manos? And Manso? Passivan says, which Evil Dead, the original or the remake? Good question. I'm betting he means the original. Just got a feeling. And SBC says the original. Yeah. PPR says, movie I can watch over and over again is MASH. Not a scary movie, but it's my all-time favorite. Oh, yeah. With Donald Sutherland as Hawkeye and Robert Duvall as Frank Burns and Gary Burdorf, if I'm saying his name right, is Radar, who's one of the only ones who played himself in the series also. Raymond says, I'm sure Larry Fink of BlackRock is doing that. What? What with the fire? Oh, not with the fire. What, calling people up for the property? If that's what you're talking about, yeah, maybe so. I don't know. Just doesn't seem. I don't know. I've got my opinions on that. I just hate to see that. It's like just ready to pounce and capitalize on somebody else's tragedy. Hey, let's help these people out. Let's do that. Let's let that be the first priority, you know? Stephanie says, I was sick Thursday, and all I did was lay down in bed and watch Forbidden Planet. The day the Earth stood still and War of the Worlds. Well, I gotta say, for a sick day, Stephanie, that's not a bad sick day. Now, I don't know how you were feeling physically. Probably not well, but, you know, it seems like you had some good compensation there. But it says, I appreciate it, Brian. You and Tom and Glam were all there for me, but I just couldn't bring myself to bother anyone else with my grief. Oh, please don't ever feel that way. But I kind of understand that, because I kind of do that myself. But please don't ever feel that way. Brad says, it's the Chiller Night pre-show with Brian Hogue, starring Brian Hogue. Now here's Brian. What's on tonight, Brian? Hey, Brad, thanks for joining us. All right, tonight. Well, it is if you're watching this on Saturday night. For those of you in the future, I'm speaking to you right now. This is taped on Tuesday nights. If you're watching this Saturday, wondering what the heck is he talking about? Okay, Saturday, August 19th, beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, the Chiller Night live pre-show. And then at 9 o'clock, the movie is Lady Frankenstein. That's a good movie, by golly. A darn good movie, if I must say so myself. And I do. 10:35, the movie is The Brain That Wouldn't Die. Then at 12:20 a.m., The Voyage to the Prehistoric Planet. And at 1:45, the movie is Carnival of Souls. Now, if you're a night owl, that movie right there is worth the staying up for, I think. One of those eerie movies, you know. Well, very well done movie. Not a skyrocket budget, but that does the trick. Let's see. But it says, hello, Miss Renee Cruz, and hope you're feeling better, Miss Stephanie Press. Yes. Yes. Renee says, I watch Star Wars movies over and over and over again. Yeah, me too. Me too. The only one I've never watched again was The Last Jedi, or The Rise of Skywalker. And I gotta say, I didn't mind The Rise of Skywalker. I didn't mind that. So it's not the what do you call it? The sequel trilogy bash. I'm not doing that. I just hate The Last Jedi. I've never seen that again. But as far as the original trilogy, I've watched those movies over and over again. Richard says, any Ultraman fans here? Are there ever? Heck yeah. The original series back, what was it, 66, I think? That's the Ultraman that I grew up with. So, Petsavan says, Greg is when we need to reach out, but you know you're in our thoughts and we were worried for you. You were in our thoughts and we were worried for you. Glad you're back. Yes. Ladies Corn says, sorry for all the caps. I'm tad exuberant tonight. I'm a tad exuberant tonight. Oh, that's all right. Usually that means like you're yelling. SBC says, I've seen Indiana Jones so many times, my VHS is worn out. Yeah. Renee says, time travel to Saturday Chiller Night. Oh, for those of you in the future. Raymond says, yes. Brad says, Lady Frankenstein, one of my public domain favorite horror movies. I see. Well, you're in luck if you want to check it out this Saturday night. We've got it. Renee said, I've been watched Bruce Lee movies. Yeah, I've done that, Renee. Been a while, but I've done that. Ladies Corn says, so has anyone been paying attention to the Alien Romulus series coming to Hulu? I gotta say, I'm not aware of this. I saw the trailer. Resolutely unimpressed so far. Really? I don't know about this, so I can't comment on it. Where does this fit in with the Alien? I assume that's the Alien franchise movies. I'm guessing. Is that like where in the timeline is like Ridley in it? You know, the whatchamacallit, forget the actress who played her. Gosh, my mind is blank. Is it before or after Ridley? Passivan says, Bonehead, we are glad you are back. You were in our thoughts and we were worried for you. Yes. Raymond says, these crony capitalists will buy when the price is low due to calamities, but want to be bailed out when they make bad mistakes. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Renee says, Bruce, got some little ninja and karate emojis there. Bonehead says, and now I am back to being my usual annoying, sarcastic self. Speaking of sarcastic, hey, Tom Paisley, where are you? Yeah, Tom Paisley. Where is Tom Paisley? Where's Tom Paisley? Robert says, a movie I could... Hey, Robert, thanks for joining us. How are you doing tonight? A movie I could watch over and over is John Carpenter's The Thing. Oh, good one. Laser says, I love Ultraman. And he has a period after each word, so each one is individually emphasized. Yes, me too. Richard says, September 10 is the first episode of the Daryl Dixon series, just passing this on. That's right, that's right. Did any of you guys watch the Dead City, the Walking Dead spinoff with Negan and Maggie? You know, I gotta say, that was, I've mentioned this before, but I was very excited about that series, and I watched it and I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. It felt to me like kind of going back to season 3 of The Walking Dead in a way. It just had that kind of feel to it. So I liked it. However, as much as I liked The Walking Dead, the last couple years after Rick left were really, really hard to watch. So I'm glad they ended that story, that main story when they did. And let's see where these new series go. I enjoyed Dead City. I really did. I like the dynamics of Negan and Maggie, you know, having to work together. So, interesting. If you watch the show, you know why that's a big deal. And SBC says, how about the unintentionally funniest horror films? Ah, the unintentionally funniest horror films. There you go. That's a good... What do you guys think? Renee says, 3-day Ultraman Fest about 3 weeks ago. SB... Oh, wow. Okay. Ultraman Fest. Oh, Renee goes to these fests. These movie fests. These sound so fun. She always makes it sound so fun where these different movie fests she has. Or she goes to. SBC. I would say unintentionally funniest horror films. Bride of the Monster. Check it out. Or here's another one. Ed Wood is. How about Plan 9 from Outer Space? Huh? I think I'm right here. Brad says, I just had a bad dream, not about your haunted house, but about the Last Jedi poster on the haunted house. Took the cake. The horror, LOL. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I said I was going to put the Last Jedi poster up to scare people in the haunted house. Pat Spade says, I don't know if it was unintentional, but Spaced Invaders. I got to say, I've heard of that, but I've never seen that one. Okay, Lasercorn says, Romulus takes place between Alien and Aliens. Okay, all right, between the first and the second one. Gotcha. First one, directed by Ridley Scott, I believe, if I'm remembering that right. Second one, James Cameron. Second one, this is one of those examples where the sequel, in my opinion, was better than the original. Not that there was anything wrong with the original. James Cameron did a couple good sequels there within the same, not too far of a time frame with Terminator 2 and the second Alien movie, Aliens. So, Renee says, yeah, John Carpenter's The Thing rocks. I agree wholeheartedly. And there's my baby. Ava gives me 3 hearts right back at you. Oh. So Brad says Rick on Walking Dead was a leader. He was. He was. Yeah, when he left the show, it lost a lot of its pull. You know, like I said, now Rick mentioned. Richard mentioned the Daryl Dixon show. I am interested to see that. I like that character. I mean, it was one of the top favorite characters of the show. I just didn't see Daryl carrying, an episode. I like Daryl as kind of the right hand man kind of guy. Some guys are really good at that. Daryl was the best, like, right-hand man to have. I don't know that he was necessarily the best leader, per se. I think Rick did a good job at being a leader. Negan was a very good leader. But Daryl, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he's certainly developed a lot. His character has. Bonus says, The Walking Dead. Someone saw me at the VA, I guess. Passivan says, Bonus says, Passivan, thanks for the sentiments. Much appreciated. Yes, very nice. Renee says, oh my God, Brian, without glasses looks exactly like Bob Wilkins. Whoa, wow. Bob Wilkins. Now I gotta look up. Name sounds familiar. Oh, I've heard who I've looked like. My celebrity lookalikes used to be Bob Denver and Hermie the Elf from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Now that was back in the day where I had a lot more wavy hair and I had a big cowlick over here. See, my natural part in my hair was over this way. But when I was a police officer, I would always patrol with my window down so I could hear things. Well, I was always constantly getting my hair blown this way, so I unnaturally have always parted my hair to this side. But back in the day, I looked like Hermie, apparently. Or a young John Voight, I've been told that. All right, let's look this up and see if who this Bob Wilkins guy is. I don't know if I want to know now. He's a TV personality. All right, let's see. Oh, I have heard that before. I have heard this before. Yeah, now looking at him. Let's see if I can get a non-glare picture. Well, he has glasses on in that picture. All right. I need a cigar. To make that work. Okay. All right. That's right. I have heard that, but perhaps you even said that before. Stephanie says, today I went to see the new Haunted Mansion movie. Oh, did you like it? What'd you think of it? Renee said, new Alien movie is finished filming. Okay, new Alien movie is finished, or is the series that Laser was talking about, the Romulus? They're making a new movie also? Pat Van says, is there a title for the new Alien movie? Frank says, Hoagie! Hey, Frank! All right, thanks for joining us. Hoagie. Yeah, I haven't heard that in a while. Yeah, but it's been my nickname for a long time. All during my police days and... Let's see. Back in the Air Force. PBR says, The Thing, the original or the Keller version? I like I gotta say, I like the Keller version. I like John Carpenter's Kurt Russell. I really enjoy that one. Bonin says, I had to sit through Manos, and it was a chore even to riff that movie. That's the worst movie ever. I'm sorry, but if you like that movie, that's a definite red flag for me, lol. Yeah. Wow, Bonehead. Here, Paul just loves that movie. Paul can't get enough of Manos. But hey, Paul, to each his own. Boy, I don't know how you do it. Stephanie says, BH, thanks for the get well wish, and I'm sorry for your losses. Yes, definitely. Rocky says, this is a different generation compared to when I grew up. Yeah? Yeah, I agree. 3-day Godzilla Fest Balboa Theater, August 18th through the 20th, Renee says. 3-day Godzilla Fest. Wow. Godzilla Fest, Ultraman Fest. Wow. I gotta come out there and watch some movies. Richard says, most overrated horror or monster movie? Most overrated. Oh, that's a good question. The most overrated. Huh. That's a real good question. What do you guys think? I know. I'm. All right. Got me thinking. What do you guys think? Bonus says, thank you, Miss Stephanie Press. I'm sorry if I was annoying to you in the past, but I'm not only in pain, I am a pain. Well, you're welcome to be a pain here any day, Bonehead. So, Bonehead, you are not annoying, Stephanie says. All right, so not just my opinion. Bonehead says, well, ladies and gentlemen, the new Godzilla movies are coming up. Oh, interesting. PBR says, I was just about to say John Voight. Huh? Really? Yeah. Apparently, I must look like John Voight. I have been told this. Like I said, John Voight. I heard Bob Denver. John Denver. Not Bob Denver. Bob Denver's Gilligan, right? No, I was thinking of John Denver, the singer. Yeah. Yeah. Did I say Bob Denver before? Frank says, Carol is my favorite. Best character development in one tough SOB. Yeah, Carol is one of my favorites. I had, for The Walking Dead, my top characters were Rick, Daryl, Michonne, and Carol. And now I got to throw Negan in there because he is one of the most, in my opinion, one of the most interesting characters. I can't help it. I think that he's, I know he started out as such a villain, but interesting. It's kind of like professional wrestling to watch the heel turn. The villain become the hero type of thing. We've seen that with Negan over the last few years. We've seen that with some really established, long time established villains. It turn into heroes. Like I said, Negan, Loki. Remember Loki from Marvel Comics? Boba Fett. A lot of people think of Boba Fett as a villainous bounty hunter, and now he's a hero in his own show. Although that one shouldn't surprise people, because in the Legends, all the novels before Disney bought it, was Boba Fett did, after escaping the Sarlacc, and he did become a really useful ally to all of our Star Wars heroes. Let's see. Bob Wilkins used to host Creature Features in California. That's where I remember this is brought up on here a couple times. Renee says, "Whoa, wow, Brian Hogan's a cop." Well, I used to be. I took an early retirement from that profession, but I did enjoy that. I did enjoy it. But goodness, it'll be 8 years in November that I left the police department and went on to work. Well, for the government now. What I do. Brad says, I was how Rick and Daryl from The Walking Dead got as far as they did. Well, working together, no doubt. They didn't start out the best of friends, did they? But they developed pretty quickly into this really strong friendship. Rocky says, I'm glad I'm not the only one who watch reruns. I still today watch Charlie Chan, Three Stooges, etc. I don't watch any TV. I still enjoy the good classical movies back in the 40s and 50s. Yeah, some of my favorite shows are from the 50s and 60s. Two of my favorite, these are westerns, but I love The Lone Ranger and I love The Rifleman. Those are two of my all-time favorite series to watch. My go-to shows. Raymond says, in high school I was made fun of by calling me Clutch Cargo, the animated man with moving lips. What? I gotta say I'm not familiar with Clutch Cargo. Calling Clark. Should I look this up? Google? Do they? I don't know what I've never heard of that. Was that a show? What am I gonna find here, Raymond? Clutch Cargo. Oh, okay. I'll show you all a picture of Clutch Cargo here. This is, again, trying to avoid the glare of the studio lights there. Raymond, I hope I'm not bringing up any bad memories here. The animated man with moving lips. Richard says, most definitely John Voight, but not the Deliverance version, LOL. Okay. All right. Well, which version would I be? Anaconda, or we talking like National Treasure, or which version of John Voight would I most likely look like? Pennsylvania says, hey, Rocky, have you watched the Boris Karloff Thriller TV series? Now, I've heard of that, and I can't say that I've watched it. I've watched little snippets of here, like little things on YouTube. I think I have, if I recall. I'm trying to remember. I'm aware of the show, but I don't know that I've ever seen an entire episode. Loretta says, hi there. Hey, Loretta, thanks for joining us. Loretta says, do you stream? We do. We do. Every Tuesday night. Every Tuesday night we stream, Loretta, from 8 p.m. Eastern Time till 9. So we got about 17 minutes, something like that. So, yeah, but and for those of you watching, if you're watching this on Saturday night, August 19th, again, I'm speaking to those of you in the future. Now, if you ever want to join us, we do stream this live every Tuesday night at 8 p.m., same time. So we'll keep it easy that way so you don't remember, or you do remember. At 8 p.m. and we are on YouTube on the Chiller Night, I guess this way, Chiller Night YouTube channel, and on Facebook you can watch us on the Chiller Night Theater Facebook page, the Chiller Night Escape Experience Facebook page, and also Jack Shadow's House of Terror Facebook page. So there you go, and of course Brian Hoag's Facebook page as well. Brad says, is Morgan from pilot episode of Walking Dead still alive? Yeah, he's on Fear the Walking Dead. Now, I haven't been keeping up with that show, but I think Morgan actually just left that show, or is going to leave that show. I gotta admit, I trailed off from that one. It had its moments. I wanted so bad to like it. And some of it was okay, but it didn't grab at me like the Walking Dead did, but then Walking Dead trailed off. Now I like Dead City. I'm really looking forward to the Rick and Michonne series. Stephanie says, I love it. The Haunted Mansion had a same-sex different storyline, and a couple of scenes pulled my heartstrings. Oh, is that right? I don't know the original story personally to know the difference. What were the main characters? Same sex now? Richard says, any Blade movie fans? I'm trying to remember those movies. I remember watching them, and I remember I liked them. I was entertained. I enjoyed them, but I don't know that I'm a fan, but necessarily. But I did enjoy them. Stephanie says, Brad Morgan's alive. All right. Renee says, Bob Wilkins is San Francisco's creature feature and Captain Cosmic's 70s host. How far behind am I? Oh my gosh. Folks, I'm going to jump ahead a little bit, okay? Let me jump ahead a little bit, and I'm sorry if I'm Frank says Negan is like an evil Fonzie. I just caught that. Let me jump ahead here. Frank says the best villains are the ones with a touch of humanity. Adds a lot of flavor to the show and story. Yeah, the best villains are the ones who don't think of themselves as villains, and even have that bit of pathos that we're all like, we can, it's a relatable emotion, and kind of makes us relate to a villain, the character. So, and I like that. I don't like cardboard cutout characters. I do like that. That back and forth a little bit. Brian says, sorry I'm late. Hey, Brian, thanks for joining us. PBR says, sunshine on my shoulders, get my vote. Sunshine on my shoulders, gets my vote. How was that, huh? I gotta get my guitar out here and do some John Denver stuff here. And then we'll see if I'm more like John Denver, John Voight. I don't know. Kind of curious myself. Oh, I don't know who I am anymore. Richard says, Jeffrey Dean Morgan said people were always verbally assaulting him whenever he's out about with his family or by himself. Isn't that crazy? That's a compliment to his acting, though. And you can pull somebody in like that. Let's see. Richard says, Jeffrey Dean Morgan was a supernatural. SBC says, there hasn't been a good private detective film for a long time. Which classic detective actor is your favorite? I used to love Sherlock Holmes, and then I also used to like Columbo. So, Renee says, Chiller Night Theater live rocks. All right. Raymond's got the little teary smiley face for the little cartoon guy I showed. Sorry, Raymond. Clutch Cargo. Reminds me of Space Angel, Renee says. Space Angel. Why does that sound familiar to me? Space Angel. Pets Van says Sherlock Holmes. Okay, another Sherlock Holmes vote. Renee says Zombie Apocalypse Escape Room commercial. You got it. Coming right up. All right, we're going to try it again. Jeez. All right, we're going to get it on this time? No, that's the fourth time. I'm going to guess fourth time. All right, threw something else in there.
Chiller Night Escape Experience presents Zombie Outbreak Escape Room. You and your team of scientists are sent to inspect a top-secret laboratory in a hidden military bunker. Sinister experiments have resulted in reanimating the dead. The facility is now swarming with the living dead, and you have 1 hour to escape or be overrun by zombies. Can you survive a zombie outbreak? Book your escape room appointment to find out. Book online at chillernight.com or call 814-209-8214. Gift certificates available at the store counter.
And don't forget, this coming October, if you live in Venango County, Jack Shadow's House of Terror, which is at the same location at the Cranberry Mall and the Chiller Night Escape Experience store. That's this right here. Horror-themed escape rooms. Jack Shadow's House of Terror will be thrilling and chilling folks every every Friday and Saturday night in October. So I'll be putting more up about that as we get closer. So Rocky says, love Sherlock Holmes. Watch them also. Is this, Rocky says, is this Saturday Chiller Night on YouTube? Yes, this show right here will be, wait a minute. Now this show here is on Stream TV Saturday night. What? What is this Saturday Chiller Night on YouTube? Well, the movie, oh, okay, well, let me put the schedule up. Lady Frankenstein is on YouTube. I think The Brain That Wouldn't Die is on YouTube. I know Voyage to the Prehistoric Planet is on YouTube. Pretty sure Carnival of Souls is on YouTube. The reason I don't know those for fact is because sometimes they get bumped. So they could say, well, 20 seconds of a song that's playing on the radio is in violation. So, but Lady Frankenstein and Voyage to the Prehistoric Planet, I know those are on YouTube. So, speaking of all this, oh, and then SPC says Rathbone, Basil Rathbone as far as Sherlock Holmes. So, my favorite Sherlock Holmes, I've mentioned this before, is, for me personally, I don't know about any of you out there, mine was Peter Cushing. I love Peter Cushing as Sherlock Holmes. But they only had, I've only seen him in Hound of the Baskervilles, which was a Hammer movie. And Rathbone, Basil Rathbone, is also in Voyage to the Prehistoric Planet. You see there in one of the movie lineups there. But I'll go down through those right now. Lady Frankenstein, The Brain That Wouldn't Die, Voyage to the Prehistoric Planet, and Carnival of Souls. You can see the times over there. If you notice, those are 10:35, 12:20, 1:45. That's because we play these movies back to back. There might be maybe a 2-minute gap in between until we hit the 5-minute increment. But it's all night long, every Saturday night. Chiller Night Theater, beginning at 9 p.m. And it runs usually from until about 3 to 3:30 in the morning. So I hope you get a chance to check that out. Pat's Van says, Haunted House is based on the theme park ride. The Eddie Murphy one was bad and fun. So I've never seen that, believe it or not. I've never seen Haunted Mansion. And I've never been to the Disney World. Rathbone, great actor, R.I.P. I do watch him mostly. I, of course, I've seen Basil in a number of things, but here in this group, we'd probably know him quite well as being a descendant of Dr. Frankenstein. He played Dr. Frankenstein in The Ghost of Frankenstein. Is it The Ghost of Frankenstein? No, it wasn't. It was The Son of Frankenstein. What was I thinking? Ghost of Frankenstein. I'll tell you what messed me up. Is The Ghost of Frankenstein was a continuation. It was a sequel to The Son of Frankenstein. Son of Frankenstein with Basil Rathbone. All right. Stephanie says, by the way, my favorite Walking Dead character is Herschel Green. I miss him. Yeah, he was good. I liked him. Gosh, I'm so far behind. I'm so far behind all these comments. I'm going to scroll up. And I'm sorry if I'm missing your comment. Just throw it in there again if you want to. Renee says, sick, Jack Shadow. Damn, what an awesome character he was. Loved him. Thanks to Brian Hug. Well, thank you, Renee. I appreciate that. And I have a feeling, I just have a feeling you're going to see Jack Shadow again this October. Hosting a special episode or two of Chiller Night Theater. So, it's Halloween. We got to bring back Jack Shadow. Oh, Rocky says, there you go. Was not sure of the schedule for Saturday night. Thank you. Oh, okay. I wasn't. Yep. There you go. Pat Savan says, tonight's Chiller chat you can watch immediately after we finish. And I can usually find the movies there as well. True. Bonus says, old Bonehead watches the replay. of the pre-show on Saturday night and wonders why he can't get in on the live chat. Poor boy is about as bright as a burnout light bulb, you know. Renee says, Brian Hogue, you have a Jack Shadow costume? I do happen to have a Jack Shadow costume. Yeah, it looks something like, in fact, it looks suspiciously like this right here. Yeah. Now, I will say, that costume, I got that in 2005. 2005! And it's not, well, I'll put it this way. I can fit in that costume, even still. I can still, right now, fit into my Air Force basic training jacket. I still have it. But that's not always the case. And I have to work pretty hard at it. I do work on staying fit, but you can tell whenever I'm not really in the fitness phase, then Jack is wearing a different outfit. I have 3 different outfits that Jack wears regularly, but that one's the I try to get that one for the haunted house. That's what a lot of people remember him wearing. Bonehead, I really dig Jack Shadow's ruffled shirt, Raymond says. Yes. That's very dapper, I think. Grand Moff Tarkin, Renee says, yes. Peter Cushing. Rocky says, great crew tonight. Don't need 100 people to have a great time chatting. That's absolutely right. We've got 3 minutes, almost 3 minutes left. So, Pat Savant says, classic movie monster I like the least, Teen Wolf by Michael J. Fox. I think that's his name. Yes, yeah, I remember. You know, believe it or not, oh my gosh, blast from the past, an 80s blast from the past. I remember seeing that in the theater when it came out. Bonehead says, SBC, I'll vote for the Invisible Man. I never saw him in any of the movies. Yeah. PBR says, Jack Shadow for president. All right, I'm sure he would absolutely vote for that. Stephanie says, there's no same-sex couple. I meant same but different storyline. Okay. For the Haunted Mansion? Raymond says, bring back Jack Shadow's pretty assistants. Yes. That might happen. You never know. Bonehead says, Raymond, I'm jealous because his skull is better than mine. Raymond says, $30.95 and it still fits? $30.95? What? 2005, Raymond says, yes, 2005. Yes, I was, yeah. It's a chore. I will say if I don't work hard, I make a point to stay fit, because if I don't, I will shoot out, just with my weight. I mean, shoot up. Well, I don't know what I'm not shooting up. No, don't do drugs, folks. But I will balloon up. There you go, balloon up. We can all relate to that. So I really gotta watch myself and stay fit. And plus, it's just good for you. Victor says, looks cool. Thank you, Victor. Renee says, can we go over time and do 1 more hour, Brian? I would, you know what? I would like to do that. So maybe after October. Maybe after October. I'll do that. How's that sound? We want to maybe plan something like that? Because I've had a couple people mention that. So I'd be up for it. Because I think this hour goes too quick. But it is 9 o'clock. And we are at the 1 hour mark. So folks, I'm sorry I haven't got to, there's tons of comments I haven't got to yet. So, but thank you all for participating, interacting with myself and each other. Have a good night. Have a good chiller night, and we'll see you next week.